Richard Holden.
Indeed, Mr Deputy Speaker, and I was honoured to be speaking today, and I've been delighted to serve on the Bill Committee for the Honourable Member for Mid Derbyshire. She brought forward this legislation at earlier stages, and it's also great to follow the Honourable Member for Innismon, Devizes, Hastings and Rye, and others who've made such great speeches today. As the Honourable Member for Mid Derbyshire knows, this bill will have to go through another place as well, and it's also great to see Baroness Sugg in the gallery today, who has been great in supporting me on some of the legislation that I've been pushing for through banning hymenoplasty and virginity testing. And I know that she's been, the Honourable Member for Mid Derbyshire, has been also working with Paisley, Carmen Ivana and others who are in the gallery today, who've been so supportive of pushing this legislation forwards, and in so many other areas pushing rights for women and girls. I think the one thing we do need to concentrate on today is the small number of people who are using this exemption at the moment. But it isn't the children themselves who are using this exemption, it is their parents who are, and other adults who are pushing them into it. And one of the, in an earlier speech, the Honourable Member, which I thought was a superb speech, by the way, the Honourable Member for Ealing Southall, he mentioned the importance of education for people, and how people should be actually pursuing those objectives with their lives before they're making such big decisions in their lives, like marriage. And I thought his speech was incredibly powerful, and it's really great to see that this bill has such fantastic cross-party support in the House. Delighted to see the amendments also remain in there, that including the issues around deceiving a child, and that all of those amendments relating to judicial scope have been tightened up, and great to see that that progress has been made. And I think it's very important, the Gretna Green Amendment, as the Honourable Lady from Mid Derbyshire referred to, referring to domicility versus habitual residency. I think those are important things, and they do play into, I know, what members have spoken about quite a lot around the issues relating to Scotland and Northern Ireland. And I do really hope that both those devolved nations look at the United Nations Committee on Rights of the Child recommendations and look to it, and also actually to the letter, which I thought was superb, from the Joint Committee on Human Rights by the Mother of the House, when she really emphasised the points that were made and how that Joint Committee of this Parliament is supporting the actions taken in her bill. As honourable members have mentioned, though, changing the law is one thing, but changing attitudes is another. And I hope that in doing this change in the law, just like my amendments to the Health and Care Bill around virginity testing and hymenoplasty, these actually drive those real cultural changes. Because it's only when we embed those cultural changes, and we showing leadership by changing the law in this House, but it's only by embedding those cultural changes are we not only going to see change in this country, but also change across the rest of the world. I think this is one of the many measures that this government has been supporting from backbenchers to bring forwards. I hope they do more in terms of rights of women. It's often one of those things, I think, that battles feel that they may have already been won, but that's definitely not the case. And as we've seen with various private members' bills over the and change amendments to other bills over the last year or two, we can see that there is still further to go. So I congratulate the Honourable Member for Mid Derbyshire on doing what she's done. Thank members across the House for their support for her, and I hope we can all continue to push forwards on some of these issues, because those battles are still to be won. Thank you very much, Mr Deputy Speaker.